Good evening and welcome to the Instant Rewards Back Office Live Training every Wednesday and Saturday evening, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 Central, 6 Mountain, and 5 Pacific. And I don't know what time it is out in Hawaii. Is it noon out in Hawaii right now? My name is Ernest ODell, and I've been doing a lot of these webinars for the various freebie verticals over the past 18 months, going on 2 years for some other companies. I do a lot of local business training webinars. It saves gas, time, and money for a lot of people just to log on with their computers and attend a live meeting where they can get their questions answered. James, glad to have you on board. Good evening. James Dawson, a good friend of ours, a good friend of mine, doing some excellent work up there in his hometown. You get a chance, you need to go over there and read his article that I posted up on the up on my blog. If you ever get a chance, guys, you need to go over there. This is a very heartwarming story, very encouraging. This is what we're all about, okay? Let me get down here. Matt Walsh had some good content the other day, but this right here, I'm just going to do a little patting on the back for James. I was blessed to read this, and I posted it up on my blog, so you guys can bookmark this and go back and watch it later if you like to. He helped a gentleman he found outside of his local White Castle, and gotten him back up on his feet. He went the extra mile. So, you know, when you got the resources, you can do it. Don't be afraid to do it. You know, there's some people that's going to wholeheartedly thank you. And this is one of the subjects we covered last week on last week's Wednesday webinar was, you know, how we could reach out to the homeless. Okay. You know, you can't help all of them. I know that. There's some people that are just going to choose to live in a cardboard box, and they're not, you know, going to do that. So when you run into somebody like, you know, the working man and his family living in the back of a station wagon or a travel trailer, and they're being run out of parking lots and state parks over in California West Coast or East Coast or in between. Because you know how, you know, some cities, municipalities, they don't allow, you know, people to sleep in their vehicles unless they're traveling on the road. That's a little bit different. But if you're a road warrior, they tend to frown on that, you know, especially if you're the mobile homeless. So, you know, we can reach out to these people if they have resources. They just can't sign up on a public IP. They can't sign up at the library or at your local Starbucks. Now, if they're at a relative's house, and there's a lot of people out there staying with their relatives, they can sign up on a relative's Wi-Fi. The relative cannot sign up on the same IP, of course, because that would get them both put on lockdown with instant rewards. We've had a lot of questions come in today. I've had a lot of questions come in my back office. Linux, August, you'll have to turn on your speakers and select the mic and speakers button in the control panel. If you want to hear what's going on, if you're calling in on a phone, You can dial in on that number that's up on the post. We've got 15 people so far coming in. I expect more people to come in, pretty soon. I'd like to welcome Maria back. Lavonda, hi. Keith and Johnson and Jay Young, good to see you guys back. Debbie, Cassandra, August, he's calling in on his phone. If you click the link on your computer, you can sign in. We've got some people on mobile also. This is mobile compliant. You can use your iPhone or your Android, okay? If you get bumped off of the network, just try to log back in, because sometimes the network, depending on where you live, will determine whether you can stay on or not. I have people that get in on these webinars from India, the Philippines, and right now the Philippines has experienced a lot of bad weather in the past few days. We have some that are not going to be able to get on from from Manila and Subic, but up north in the Cordillera, they may, but in the central and southern regions of the Philippine archipelago, we probably won't be able to get any attendees there. Now, why would they be attending? Is because, I have a lot of people that are interested in doing this and maybe doing some outsourcing. And I'll do a special tutorial on that. We won't do a special webinar on that, but I'll do a special tutorial on outsourcing with Filipino workers. You don't want to pay them by the hour. You do want to pay them on production. So if you have somebody do some posting for you, remember they are 12 hours ahead of the Eastern time zone on daylight savings time. When we're off of daylight savings time, they are 13 hours ahead of daylight savings time, or not daylight, but they're 13 hours ahead of Eastern time zone. If you look it up on the world time clock, Eastern time zone is like 5 or 6 hours difference between here and GMT. If you're looking for the world time clock, you can type in world time clock on your Google search. Right up here at the top, timeanddate.com world clock. / world clock. If you want to look up a particular city, look up London, England, and then say go. And right now we're looking at London, England. It's 1:09 in the morning there. So it's 7 o'clock in the Central Time Zone, 8 o'clock over in the Eastern Time Zone. It's 1 o'clock in the morning GMT London. That would put them 5 hours ahead of James Dawson over in New Jersey, and anybody on the East Coast. From GMT to the Philippines, we're looking at it's 9 o'clock in the morning already, Thursday morning. Okay, so this is Wednesday night here in the United States. It's already Thursday morning in the Philippines, 9 o'clock in the morning over there. So they're about 6, 7, 8 hours ahead of GMT. So anytime you want to figure it out, you can just kind of come over here to the world time clock and search for it there. Had a lot of good questions come in tonight about some of the things that people are constantly asking. we get a lot of the same questions over and over in the support groups, because a lot of people just don't know where some of the resources are. Besides the resources here, and I'm going to give you guys this copy again, and this is always included in the description below any one of these videos. This is the web address to all the archives. All right. So you can go back and look at the archives and start with the latest and work back, or you can search, in the archives for a particular title. You can put your mouse over the link and it will show you the title. Modifying autoresponder messages, posting, etc. Over here, posting on Facebook groups with images. Here we've covered, back to the basics and back office functions. Qualifying leads and increasing your conversions. This is one of the videos that you definitely want to watch. How you can get your conversions up. This business does not run on autopilot. Okay, this is very much a hands-on business. As all of you know, this is not residual. There is a residual component built into it with the bonuses built into the back end. The video that you might want to watch in particular is this third video here, right up at the top. How to consistently earn $300 to $500 a day with instant rewards. Okay, I'm going to copy this link location and just going to pop it in there for you. When you go over here, guys, all right, click on that thumbnail. It's going to take you over to the instant rewards. This is about 2 hours and 14 minutes. There's probably about 69 videos up on this channel. Not all of them are 1, 2, 3 hour videos. I think the longest one we did was 3 hours and 45 minutes. Some of them are tutorials anywhere from 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, maybe an hour. Just take time. If you just watched one a day, you could probably get through them in a couple of months. All right, if you just watched one a day. You don't necessarily have to watch all of them, but I do repeat myself in a lot of them. We go over some of the same stuff over and over. Okay, we do go over a lot of the basics on these webinars here. When you get here, okay, there's some resources that you can download when you get on these webinars up at the top. You can download the PDF. If you click on that first link, you will get the PDF notes that I used on this webinar. All right. Anytime I do a presentation using the PDF format as, like a PowerPoint presentation. I use the PowerPoint presentation format to do some of the webinars, and when I do that, I put them up on my server so that you can download them if you want to use them and kind of develop your own script in your own voice. You can scribble on them, print them off, make notes, whatever. Okay. Next week, this is November the 13th, Wednesday. Next week, we will have webinars on Wednesday and Saturday. Okay. On the following week of the Thanksgiving week, I will not be having webinars because I will be on the road traveling, as many of you will probably be with your families for Thanksgiving. So we usually have a low turnout when it comes to the holidays. So we just kind of give you a little heads up. But you can get all the meeting information. You can get the link to the webinar right here. You can download the notes anytime I use a PDF style presentation. One of the questions that Natalia put to me today was, what can you send your people in a reply, when they say they're interested? Okay. Here's what I do, guys, and this is what I lay out in this particular video right here. How to consistently earn $300 to $500 a day with instant rewards. It all starts at the ad level. And mind you, I'm using Craigslist for an example, but don't get hung up on Craigslist. All right? Use the IMN Marketer training site, okay, as much as you can, because whatever you find on the IMN Marketer training site, imnmarketer.com, can be, the concepts can be used for instant rewards, even though it's basically put together for Instant Money Network. We do have a quick start guide up here for the Instant Rewards Network, okay, because they're all tied in to the Instant Rewards offer site. Now, when I talk about sales funnel or the lead capture page, we're talking about IRN, IMN, IMN1. You're looking at, let's say, Instant Rewards. Here's Instant Money Network, okay, and here's my default page for Instant Money Network. All right, this is just a lead capture system. All right, what I sometimes refer to as the funnel. This is your sales funnel. This is where they sign up. When you get logged into the back of your IMN, you can log in down here at the bottom, click on Control Panel, or you can type in Instant Money Network /admin and then get logged in and log in with your email and your password. Instant Rewards, which is what we're dealing with tonight. Instant Rewards Network. We have a variety of web pages, so what I'm going to do is just open up the admin panel. Okay, if you don't have a copy of this, then we're going to send you the link. Here's this is what your leads are going to see when they get logged in. There's another training link over that shows online how they can go through the step-by-step process for instant rewards. Back here, you can see your capture page. I'm using the Work at Home Mom capture page with the video in it because it's a good converter. Okay, let me go ahead and shut that. If you want to change your capture page, you can click on that, or you can go back over to the back control panel and then come down here to this little black bar here, click on capture pages. Okay, and then you can choose one of these others. You can preview it by clicking on the thumbnail, bring it up. If you want to use one with a video, or you want to use one that has no video, they do have those options. If you want to make one primary, click on that black bar underneath it. When you put your mouse over it, it turns yellow on the white text. It shows you that it's active. You can make it primary. This is my primary page here. You can also scroll down and choose something else, like this one here that has no video in it. It's kind of up to you. We have 17 different pages that you can use for lead capture. Once your lead gets put in, and this is for Natalia's benefit, okay, You see, I've got a bunch of leads here. I just started with this particular sales funnel back about 6 months ago, so it's been a little slow coming in, and I've got a few inactives, and I've gotten some that opted out, or I just deleted them out because they were jokers and signing up with autoresponders. You'll get a few of those, and when you find them, you can always just come over here and just click on that delete lead button, if you don't want to keep them. Because every time your autoresponder goes out and sends them a message, it kicks back their automatic vacation message, which is annoying. I don't do it, and I don't appreciate it when somebody does it to me. You can learn how to use the editor, and you can send out a broadcast. Up here on the autoresponder, all right, this is, pretty much down here, this is your default global autoresponders, the messages that are inserted. So when your lead signs up through your lead capture page, they're going to get this instant message right here. This is the message right here that they're going to get. All right. On the preview, the link is not clickable. It might be clickable in the email that they receive. I don't know. I'll have to go back and test it. But as you see, this has 10 messages, and I have added a few more, so I go out to about 28 days. This system will allow you to add messages. You cannot create more lead groups. If you click on that link, it'll just log you out, and you'll have to come back and log back in. But you can send out messages up to 52 weeks, which is basically 1 year. And you can cultivate your leads as long as they stay in that lead group, that database. You can drip on them up to a year. And then the messages stop. They will still be in your lead group, okay? Your leads will still be there unless they opt out. But the percentages scientifically have been proven that a lot of people will usually respond to something between the 5th to the 12th email, somewhere around the 8th email, they'll respond. If not, then, it keeps dripping on them if you have more messages in there, or if you send out an occasional broadcast, it'll encourage them to come back and take a look at it. You may get them back 6 weeks later. You might get them back 6 months later. They've been in your lead group and your database, and they'll join up and come in and do their completions. Starting at the ad level, all right. This little site right here, and this right here, advertising the top free classified ad sites over on the IMN Marketer. Drop down and click on that. These are not clickable, but you can go over and type them in manually, and you can use Craigslist, Backpage, ODell, eBay Classifieds, which is Kijiji, Yakaz, OLX. I have included all of these into this list right here. If they're not here in the top 25, and that's also on the description of the YouTube videos. So if you go over here and look in the YouTube videos, it's got a link to the classified ads directory that I've put up. Let me go ahead and close this, and close this, close the world clock, get back down here. A note about Craigslist. I say this over and over, okay? Don't get hung up on it. A lot of people, they're taught wrong when they go into Craigslist and they start posting. They'll post more than one a day, or they'll post more than 3 ads in 48 hours. We had some people complaining on the groups today that they posted 14 ads on Craigslist and they all got flagged. Well, duh, no wonder. They were taught wrong. You cannot do that on Craigslist. Craigslist is its own animal. None of the other rules of posting on classified ad sites apply to Craigslist. Craigslist is a local ad placement venue only. If you go outside of your area, you're going to get flagged because they do track you by IP. If you want to know, yes, I'm serious. Somebody was really complaining about getting 14 ads flagged in one day. I said, well, no wonder. As they say out in California. Terms of use. You want to know what Craigslist allows? Come over here and click on that terms of use and spend about 15 minutes just reading through, what they will allow, posting and accounts. Postings. Craigslist is intended and designed as a local service. All right. Let me blow this up for you guys. All right. Can you read that? It's intended and designed as a local service. A user may post content only to the single specific geographic area where they live. All right. For which that content is most relevant. If you're in Washington, D.C., you can post in the D.C. area. If you're in New Jersey, Trenton, or wherever, you can post around in your area. When you get back over to Craigslist, let's say you're posting, let me blow this up a little bit for you, okay? I'm in Lubbock, okay? So I've naturally got it cookied into the Lubbock area. Over here on this nearby Craigslist, this list does not mean that I can post over in those areas. It means I can search, all right, for jobs in those areas because they fall within my area for driving distance. I can look for jobs in Abilene, Albuquerque, Amarillo, Austin, Waco, Tulsa. It doesn't necessarily mean that I can post there, okay? If I post in the Lubbock area, okay, and Clovis and Portales is right across the state line. They're just about an hour's drive from me. I might get away with it and I might not, okay? Ciudad Juarez down in El Paso, in Del Rio, I can post, down there, and sometimes they'll get slapped, sometimes they won't. Trace makes a good mention that she can post without an account, and it'll work just fine. And a lot of that, you have to have a PVA, a phone verified account, or you can have it phone verified per ad and by email. But once you set up an account, you might get away with it. And Trace, if you've got some links to, I think there's some YouTube videos up there that will show people how to do that. If you ever want to get in here and do a tutorial with me sometime, let me know, and we'll get together. I'll do a real quick webinar for you, and I'll turn the presentation over to you, and I'll just let you run with it and do your thing. But yeah, you can. There's a way to post in other cities, but I have one account, okay, with Craigslist. If I come in here to log in on my Craigslist account, I've got 2 email addresses that I work from. My Yahoo address is only when I use when I'm up in Tulsa. Okay, this one is my main account that I use right here from Lubbock. Okay, I've got a different account because when I'm in Tulsa, I'm on a different IP. When I go to Houston, I have a third account that I work with, but it's phone verified and a different email address. It's just not cookied in right now. Okay. So, yeah, I might be down there, for a week or two, and I might post while I'm in Houston, or if I'm up in Tulsa, I might do some posting on Craigslist. But I only post like one a day. I do not post. I don't even post 3. Sometimes I might post 2. If I'm trying to give away some old furniture and give away something free, I'll put it in the free for sale by owner category, and I might put up a job ad. Working in Craigslist, all right? Read those terms. Read their terms of use. When you get logged into your account over on Craigslist, here's what I want to show you guys, okay? Let me just start with doing another ad, okay? Let me just go in here and find something over here like, okay, I need 5 people. Let me click on this and grab this. There's a certain way that I'm going to go back, click on my account, and I'm going to come over here and I'm going to just pop one into Lubbock, all right? I'm going to put it into the job offered. You can put into gigs. Let me go back. All right, if you don't want to put it in job, you can put it in gigs. You can put it in services and maybe get away with it. But if you put it in gigs, you got a little bit different format. You can say, I want to hire somebody for a short-term gig. You can do computer gigs, creative gigs, domestic gigs. You can pretty much, put it in about 3 or 4 areas. All right. But you have to be careful how you word your ad. All right. For right now, I'm just going to go back to the job ad, and I'm going to go to jobs, job offered, and I'm going to tell them, yes, I'm going to apply, I'm going to abide by the guidelines. This right here, I'm going to tell you right now, customer service jobs is going to, yes, it does get a lot of traffic, but it also produces a lot of bottom feeders, a lot of tire kickers, mullets, and time wasters and time eaters. Okay, you can get a lot of low quality leads from here. My opinion of Craigslist is not real high up on the totem pole on a scale of 1 to 10. I use Craigslist, yes, and I'm writing a book about it, but my opinion of Craigslist on a scale of 1 to 10 is probably about a 3. I signed off on them for over 8 years, all right, and I did just fine without them. There's some people making a buku bunch of bucks on it. It all depends on how you use Craigslist. If you put an ad up like I did a month ago as a test on a bait and switch, it's going to get slapped, usually within a day. If you post stuff up there that makes you look like a competitor to little Johnny, Watsenheimer, sitting down in his mama's basement, he has nothing better to do but to go around flagging his competitors. You're going to get that. If you use InstantRewardsNetwork.com in your affiliate link, it's going to get flagged because they've got it botted in. All right. They've got a lot of these things botted in. People try to, advertise Empower Network. How you get around that, you got to go and get you a TLD. Go get a top-level domain. Go buy a domain over at GoDaddy, HostGator, 101, Hosting Nation, wherever, okay? Learn how to do some programming and maybe host a redirect up on your site, or maybe get a hosting account where you can do a redirect or just redirect your domain over to your affiliate site. Here, you can probably select something like admin office jobs, business management jobs, general labor, human resources. You want to stay away from the internet engineering jobs because that's mainly dealing more with computer programming. We're not really targeting computer programmers, although you probably can, put a test ad in there, all right? One of the bigger categories that a lot of people like to use is the marketing, advertising, and public relations jobs and sales jobs, okay? So I'm going to select sales jobs for right now. I'm going to go ahead and post this in here, and I'm going to rework this title, okay? And I'm going to say something like sales account reps earn potential, let's say $300 to $500 per day. This right here on the location I leave blank for a reason. I don't put Lubbock. I don't put my surrounding area. I don't put Amarillo. If you want to put it in your area, fine. But this right here gives it a little bit bigger search parameters. If I lock it down to the city, then I'm really kind of hurting myself, because then I don't get all these people from across the country finding my ad on Craigslist. And this only applies to Craigslist, okay? Now, I'll say need 5 sales account reps who want to earn $300 to $500 per day with bonuses. And then I'll say something like, no, this is not too good to be true. Just call. All right. Then I tell them the requirements. Must have a high-speed connection. Must be able to, I want to take that out, okay. Must be disciplined to have at least, must be disciplined enough to, let's say, enough to set your own schedule. No work. No pay. No eat. Okay. Must possess basic word processing skills. Must have good phone skills. Full training provided. We'll say something like no cold calling. All calls are inbound. If you don't like to talk on the phone, then this job is not for you. Okay? Now that's a takeaway. Some people would call that an unsell, but you qualify them at the ad level. All right? First thing. And I'm going over some material that I've already covered over here. All right? when you guys get a chance, download this or watch it. Watch the complete 2 hours and 14 minutes. I mean, I'm rough. I'm tough on these people. I'm hard. Some people say, Ernest, you're just an old hard ass. I'm an old cowboy, and I don't have time, to teach these new kids ropes out here on the oil field and on the ranch. If you don't know how to rope and ride, then you don't need to be coming out here looking for work out on the ranch, okay? Here, you're not having to do anything really hard, but you do want to kind of set the bar up a little high. You do want to make it easy enough, all right? But, you also want to, that's right, no room for slackers, okay? I had a guy call me up one day. He says, oh, he was a great salesman, and I said, great salesmen are not looking for work. What are you doing calling me? I mean, I hammered his chops. I busted his chops. I kicked his ass, okay? I had him, bam, disqualified in 2 minutes. I had him disqualified in 2 minutes, all right? Now, this is why, I set the bar up a little bit with a takeaway and say full training provided. Here I'm going to post this ad. I'm going to say call 806-319-5855 to schedule interview. And when I get down here, let's see. All right. Fast track training, take that out. Main priority and focus of this position is to drive new bids for the team. Must be confident, fun, outgoing, and interject to see if you qualify. Let's go up here. And punch this in. And we're going to say, to see if you qualify, call Mr. ODell at 806, and we'll just use dashes in here, 319 Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Now, this is basically a real short, okay? And this is a job going into sales jobs, all right? We've got our title up here, all right? Let's grab that and copy that, put it back down in here. Need 5 sales account reps who want to earn $300 to $500 a day. Or more, all right? Because you can basically write your own paycheck with this, all right? This is only on Craigslist. I wouldn't, you can use this ad format in other places, all right? Let's go over here. And there. All right. Now, let's take this out because that might be an unsell. All right. Now, I've got it shortened down. I don't need to put anything on the map. I don't need to check anything down here. I'm leaving everything else blank. The only thing I'm going to do is use the Craigslist. I'm going to say no replies. I'm not going to allow them to reply with the encrypted email system. I want to force them to pick up the phone and call. This is going to make your phone, you heard my phone ringing over here in the background, okay, because they're already calling on other ads. I'm not going to have this set up with a canned response on Gmail. This is going to cause a lot of people to call you. Okay, compensation. I need to put my compensation in here. So let's say $3 to $500 a day plus bonuses. All right, now we are ready to continue. All right. If you want to put a picture in there, I would not recommend it. You got to make this look like a job ad. All right. Now, here's the ad. Sales account reps earn potential $300 to $500 per day. And then down here it says or more. This right here is the title that's going to get indexed into the search engines and people will find it. Okay, so when somebody goes on either Google raw search, they're going to look for sales account reps, or they're going to go to Craigslist looking for sales account reps. This is going to come up in the listings, all right? I'm not putting any links in here. I'm not embedding any HTML. I'm just putting a simple job ad. Make it look like a little job ad, okay? If you need to stop the video, all right, and kind of copy the layout and format, then copy the layout and format. You don't want to copy it word for word, and most especially you do not want to copy somebody else's title character for character, because that'll get you slapped and they'll say, oh, you can't do that. Somebody else is already using that title. Okay. You can't do it in your same area. You might be able to get away with it, in another area. Now let's go ahead and publish this. All right. And let it get up there. And now it won't get indexed for anywhere from 15 minutes to an hour. But I can go ahead and come in here and click on that preview link, and you see it doesn't have a reply button up here. It says, if the poster didn't include a phone number, email, or other contact info, Craigslist can notify them via email, send them a note. And some people will still do that, all right? But the only thing I'm doing, I'm not giving them an email. I'm not giving them a website. I'm giving them just my phone number and my name. Call Mr. O'Dell at 806-319-5855. They call, okay? Now, I unplug my phone back here because it'll sit here and ring off the wall when I'm doing a webinar. I tell people 9 to 5, and they'll be calling me at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning, at night, okay? I get people that are posting in different venues for me that, they'll call me at 3 o'clock in the morning. I got to take a break every now and then. One of the things you want to do and look at here, okay, is see this link right here. You can click on your own link, do a refresh, reload. You can either do an F5 on your function keys at the top of your keyboard, reload it, come back, and then maybe reload it 2 or 3 times without clicking best of, because it does not read the IP on the number of hits. When they start seeing this getting a number of hits, from within the same IP, it doesn't register that way. So this will help you get some of your good points up in case somebody comes in here and tries to flag you. Okay? Now, if you've noticed, I've got the wording in here is not going to draw attention of my competitors and the losers out there who are flagging their competitors' ads, because, they're not making any money anyway. They're too busy flagging other people. This is really not going to draw their attention so much, unless they just know it's me by name and number. They might be looking for me. They might scan for my name and number. But I got a way to sniff them out too, okay? trust me, I can make life miserable for them. All right. But I got better things to do with my time. Now, having put this in like this, they're going to read this. It doesn't have any red flag words like, quote, work at home, unquote. You don't want to do that in certain categories. I've seen some people get away with it on Craigslist, but they don't get away with it for long, okay? Here recently on Craigslist, I've been having a lot of my ads stick, okay? They've been sticking, and I've taken some of my ads down. If I go back over here to my back office, click on my account, get back into my back office, there's the new one. I'm going to go ahead and renew some of these. This right here is one of those ads that I'm setting the bar up so high that I get very few calls on this ad, because I'm posting for a job that pays 100% sales commission. It's in the marketing, advertising, PR jobs category. It pays between $120,000 to $240,000 a year. This is not an entry-level position. You know, I tell them if you're average or normal, you don't need to apply, okay? I don't have time for BS, whiners, crybabies, and complainers. You know, we offer bonuses, great opportunities, great pay. I walk them through the presentation that you will be learning over here on this YouTube presentation, all right? So when you guys get over here to the archives, it'll be this third one here, 2 hours and 14 minutes and 15 seconds. That's the one. You walk the people through, you talk to them over the phone, learn how to position yourself as the interviewer. This is regardless of whether you're using Craigslist as your advertising venue, or if you're using another one of these advertising venues here, okay? Or if you're using any of these sites over here. I'm not going to get into coding and using code keys and campaign keys on this webinar. I'll do a tutorial sometime and put it up and show you how to track your ads. You can track your ads from each individual poster, but you create a lot of work for yourself when you do it, okay? Right now, what you need to do is start getting people to call you, to get into your lead capture page, and to do the offers, all right? And it's like I tell everybody, you know, each one teach one. If you teach one person, you teach them right, you teach them how to do it, they can teach somebody else how to do it, all right? I say to get qualified, you got to do the offers. You want to make money, you got to get qualified, all right? Simple process, all right? We pay taxes. We have to file W-9s like everybody else. If the government thinks we're legitimate enough to pay taxes, then where in the hell do people get the idea that we're a scam, okay? We are advertising. We are in the advertising business. So if somebody goes to bust your chops and they say, well, just tell me all about it, you tell them, I'm going to send you some information, but I want your name and your email first and your phone number. I've got to have a real working email address, and I've got to have a real working phone number. Otherwise, if I get a bounce back from you, I'm going to kick you out of the system, and you're the one looking for a job, not me. All right? I'm telling you, I'm tough on these people. I don't pussyfoot around with them. Ask Trace. Now, Anna asks a question. She says, I just tried posting ads more as job offers and got a couple of responses with people sending me their resumes. That's fine. That's great. Anna, pick up the phone and call their ass. All right? Call them. Get on the phone and call them. and say, hi, this is Anna. You just replied to my ad on such and such, wherever you placed your ad. And you've got a great looking resume. I think you would fit in. Tell them, I think you would fit in with what we have. I'm going to send you some information. And look at the email address, all right, on their resume. And said, is that your working email address? Good. If they say yes, good. Send them the information by doing, you know, and Anthony might go and slap me for this, but I'm going to go over here. I'm going to log into I'm going to log into my system right here, all right? I'm going to use my landing page, and I'm going to have that contact on the phone. I'm going to say, Anna, what's your name? Okay, Anna. I'm going to type in Anna, and I'm going to say, Anna, give me your email address, and I'm going to say, Anna, and I'm going to just go put it over on my domain, ernestodell.com, okay? And Anna, your phone number is BR549. Okay. Hee-haw. Can I get an LOL out of anybody over that one? What I'm going to do, and I'm going to show you because it'll look like it's going to crash. It'll look like it's going to crash. But let me finish up with Anna's question real quick, okay? She's gotten a couple of responses, and they send you their resumes, and that's all right. But once they found out that it was instant rewards and a work-at-home type job, they got upset and said the ad was misleading, and the other said she wasn't interested. Okay, like I said, it all starts right back here at the ad level. Where did I post that ad? Get over here. Get over here. Get here. All right. Where did I post that ad? Over in marketing. Let's see if it's up. Okay, it's not. Now see, here's somebody posting an ad with work from home. Part-time marketing reps in Lubbock, ready to impact. They're currently hiring marketing reps within your city. If I click on that, it's livebim.com. This whole thing is an image, okay? They've got it coded in as an image. Everybody's encouraged to apply. See, this would internet marketing reps wanted. See, the Craigslist system can't read the image, all right? If I went in here and did a Control U on that page, then what I'm going to do is see right here that they've got, let me see if I can't find it. I'll find the link. Get back over here. It's going to live BIM, so let me get back over here to the source and do a Control F, LIVE. There it is. All right. So what they've done is they've posted an image, and they've got the image hosted over on PhotoBucket. Folks, let me tell you something. Craigslist has already, gotten on to the PhotoBucket host method. This is not going to work for very long. I don't have to flag it. It won't be long before Craigslist will, come in and they'll do a scan. Eventually they'll have their spiders go out and bot the system, and it'll find this ad where it's embedded with a PhotoBucket image, and it's going to flag it and shut it down. Okay. It's sad, but that's why I don't post PhotoBucket images. I don't host on PhotoBucket anymore. Okay. Here's another one. If you're looking for a legitimate way to make money online, same guy. All right. Miscategorized, prohibited spam. I'm not going to click. I'm not going to market as flag. I'm not going to flag it, okay? Remote marketers, it's an iffy title, okay? If you come down here, you see these ads right here that I've posted, this one, this one, this one, okay? They haven't gotten flagged. I've had these things up for weeks. Craigslist ad is good for 45 days, all right? You don't need to try to be sneaky. Craigslist will catch you eventually. Just post a very simple job ad like I did, okay? And, usually it'll stick. Now, let me get back over and, when you talk to these people and they say they're not interested, fine. Don't lose any sleep. Don't cry. Okay? Don't be like that little cry baby picture I put up on the group wall saying, they called me a spammer or a scammer and they hung up on my ass. Don't worry about it. Don't lose any sleep. Just, go to the next call. Okay? Be polite and say, thank you. You don't want to work with negative people. Okay? You don't have time for negative energy. This is a real job. It's real work. We pay taxes because if you don't, you're going to have the guy in the black suits and sunglasses come banging on your door. All right? So tell them to get over it. Now, the next question, she said she wasn't sure where she placed her first ad for the meeting, but she's in the process of completing her second link, and she's got 0.8 credits. Okay. Let's get back to, all right, Melanie Aquino, she says, I have about 16 people who have signed up and won't do their offers. Do you have them in your lead group? All right. That's the question. Are they signed up through your lead capture page? All right. Are they in your lead group? Do you have access to the control panel and your autoresponder? That's the question. Okay. They're on your starter page, but that's the offer site. Okay. Let me show you the difference of what I'm talking about. All right. Let's go over here to starter, instant rewards. Nancy makes a good point. Nancy, you make a good point. Burger King doesn't lose any sleep because you would rather eat at McDonald's. Me, I'd prefer to eat at Burger King. But then again, McDonald's doesn't lose any sleep because I don't patronize them. Okay? The bottom line is a job, and if you connect with your people and ask them, what are they doing for a living right now? Are they working? Don't get too personal with them and ask them how much they're making, but, say, well, look, if you need to make some extra money because you're needing extra money to pay the mortgage or, buy stuff for Christmas or pay for your kids' college or buy groceries or pay the electric bill, are you going to go out and find a second job? Are you going to spend money on gas or public transportation to go out and take a second job and then come dragging your ass in at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning because you're working 2 jobs? Or would you rather, if you're working a job, would you rather come home and work, 2 or 3, 4, 5 hours and make as much money in one day as you do in a week over on your job and not have to travel all over town? You can eventually get this built up, talk to them in a sense of numbers that they can understand. Lead with the money. I never lead with an incentive. I never tell my leads that I will reimburse you half of the money if you just go in and do the offer. No. You've got to go and have a Verizon phone if you want to work in a Verizon shop. You want to work for Sprint? You got to have a Sprint phone. If you want to go sell cars for a GM dealer, you better not be driving up in a Ford F-150. Okay. If you do, hide it around the site or something, you know, park it on the side where nobody can see it, or park it out back, you know, in the body shop. Uh, this is the thing that you know, once you get them signed up, yeah, eventually you're going to be making some residual from the system. You know, we had a guy came in on the group the other day, and he said he got a check for a little over $1,000, and he hadn't turned a lick in 6 months because all the people that he had signed up, they're still working, and he got some override bonuses. I think they pay what is it, Trace, 2, 3, 5% of the downline for what, 1 or 2 levels. I don't know how far down, but it's got kind of a multi-level marketing component built into it, so you can make a little extra money. 5%, 2 levels down. Thank you, Trace. You know, and hey, guys, that's not bad money. Okay, you can take off for a week vacation, you know, and everybody that you signed up, if you got a bunch of worker bees in your group, and they're posting like, you know, coyotes on Viagra, I'm telling you, man, you're going to make some money whether you work or not. But you'll make more money when you get people in, all right, calling you from an ad that looks like a business listing, okay? Now, let me get back into, go back. It takes about 15 minutes to maybe an hour, sometimes longer. Here's the ad I just posted, okay? So if I want to see it live, there it is, spawned up. Now, I made it short, sweet, and to the point. If you can tighten it up, all the better. That's just on Craigslist. But remember, guys, Craigslist is not the only game in town. If you screw up and you get slapped, you get flagged, don't lose any sleep over it. Give it a rest for a few days. I've let them go for 6 weeks. I've gone in, okay, on my account right here, and let me show you. I've done my own self-deletions. You see all these in blue and purple? That's the ads that I've gone in and deleted, all right? I had a bunch of ads running. I had one that was flagged here. It was a test ad I ran back on 9/26. Free stuff, 2 free airline tickets to the Bahamas. It was kind of a bait and switch. I was using it to prove a point, and it got flagged and shut down. Some of these were expired. They expire after 45 days. You do have to renew them after 48 hours for it to get back into the system. So if I've got, you know, 5, 6, 7 ads, I got 1, 2, 3 here, okay, and I had 2 before that, I'll just go in and renew them all. I don't get them flagged. They don't get flagged when I renew them, okay. I just go in and renew the ad every 48 hours. You can keep track of this if you want to keep a notebook or put it into a spreadsheet. Keep track of your ads. Another way you can do this, let me go back over here, get back into my back office on Craigslist. Does anybody understand what I'm talking about when I say do a scrape? Okay. You posted over 400 ads today on Quick Ad. Don't know how good that site is. It's a good site. You posted 400 free ads, or did you post a paid ad for $5 in 439 cities? Okay, you did the $5 for 30 days in 439 cities. It's a good place to get indexed. I get a lot of leads from that. I run campaign ads. I also put some up in ad post. I pay for 4 different categories in ad post, $39.96. They get over 50,000 viewers a day on that site. I get a lot of leads from that, okay? I don't mind paying for cheap ads, you know, if they give me a lot of traffic. Let me close this. Over here, close this. Let me close this for right now. Backpage is another one. Big city advertising. You can pay for ads on Backpage and big city advertising. You can post on Backpage outside of your area, but even Backpage has terms. You cannot promote an affiliate type job like this in the job section. You got to put it in the biz ops. All right, you got to put it over in services, business opportunities. Let me get back over here. So if you don't know what I mean by scraping, okay, what I mean by scraping is you grab, starting at the top of your column right here, hold your left mouse button down. If you're using a Mac, hold the mouse button down and drag it all the way down, all right, as far down as you want to go. Let's say just on page 1. And then let up on your mouse button, come over here and right-click and copy. Right-click and copy that, all right? Then click anywhere in there to get it off focus, because once you do a select, what you're doing is selecting the text, and then you right-click and you copy. Then what you're going to do is you're going to come over and open up your spreadsheet software. If you're using Microsoft Office, open up your Excel. If you're using Lotus, use your Lotus spreadsheet. WordPerfect. I downloaded Open Office because it has several formats that it's compatible with. OpenOffice.org, OPENOFFICE.org. It's free to download and install. You can find your version for Linux, Unix, or Windows, or Mac. It has the look and feel of a lot of Microsoft Office formats. I'm going to click on Spreadsheet. I'm going to open up Spreadsheet. They've got database, drawing, presentation, text documents. You can save in Word doc format. You can save in RTF. You can save in Spreadsheet, CSV. You can save in PPT, Microsoft PowerPoint. Here, I'm just going to take, if I wanted to start from A1 in my cell, and I'm going to do a Control-V paste. I'm going to paste all of those fields, okay, that I just copied, and it's not going to put it in, you know, in a very formatted format, okay. It's going to kind of skew it up a little bit, but I can kind of keep track of some of my ads here, and these links, okay, are clickable. So if you click on one of the leads in your cell, in the cell of that spreadsheet, it's going to open it up. It's going to come over here and open it. All right. Now let's get back over to the spreadsheet. And you can keep track of your stuff if you want to. You can take some of these fields out and move them over. I advertised some small student desks. If you want to widen that out, you can widen it out and see the title of your ad. All right. You can grab this and pull it over. You see it's got titles mixed in. So it didn't do a real good job of transferring. This one got flagged. But what I'm wanting to show you guys right here, okay, is this column, all right? So let me blow this column up, all right, so you can kind of see. That's probably a little too big, but you get the idea. All right, this right here, all right, I can kind of scroll through my ads. I can see, All right, here's the latest one I posted, the account rep sales. All right, this right here is the original posting. All right, and it'll show the date that I posted it. What's today's date? 13th. Okay. If I want to drag this cell out so it's a little easier to read, it shows me the date in year first, month, and then the day. It also shows the time that it was posted in Pacific Standard Time Zone. If I renewed it, and then, of course, the time that I renewed it. All right. This ad up here, okay, it doesn't have the time that I posted it because it's not ready for renewal. This was a different ad. So let me click on that and see where it goes. This was the ad that I was running for lots of open positions. Get back over here. Lots of open sales positions, all right? And this right here is that column and the ID number, and it shows me. Now, I can log in, and do this manually. I can log in and review when I posted it, when it was renewed the last time, what time it was renewed, so I can kind of calculate, all right, this was posted on 10/21. I've got 45 days. I look at my calendar, and I can say, okay, this is probably going to expire sometime in January. All right? So I can keep track of it with a spreadsheet, or I can just log into the back and, track it from here. Melanie had another question. I don't think my questions were answered on how to put the pressure on these people to do their offers after they have signed up. I don't pressure them, okay? Anybody watch the movie Star Wars? We got any Star Wars fans in here? Luke Skywalker's he's in the bog, trying to lift his X-wing out with the power of the Force, and Master Yoda sitting over on a tree stump and exasperated, Luke Skywalker says, well, I'm trying. And what did Master Yoda tell him? He said, there is no try. You either do or you do not. Okay, so this is what I tell people. I said, I don't pressure them. I said, you want to make money, you got to get qualified. If you go to work for Borden's Ice Cream or Borden's Milk Company or selling bread, you've got to go out and qualify to work for them, because you've got to get a commercial driver's license. They will not hire you with a standard operator's driver's license. Okay? You've got to qualify for the job. You can't just go in and, be on a job hunt and, it's like these two losers that went into Best Buy one day, and they went up to the counter and they speaking in partial sentences, and they said, yo, got applications? Or y'all hiring? They went up to find out, if they were hiring, and of course they said no, but you can go and apply on the website. Another guy was right behind them, okay, and he introduced himself, and he said, hi, my name is Jonathan Smith, whatever his name was. And he said, I just stopped by to find out where I could apply for a job because, I'm in sales. He was more personable. He didn't have Alka earplugs in his ear. He didn't have piercings in his lips. I run into a guy like that over in the store one day. He was wondering, why nobody would hire him. And I said, well, have you looked in the mirror lately? Come on, guys, think about it. There's consequences for mutilating your body, Well, there's consequences for people's attitudes, okay? And I know what you're dealing with, Melanie. When people call you up and they seem hesitant to do this because they think it's a scam. I tell them, look, we got to pay taxes just like everybody else. You got to go file your W-9 with the company, and if the government thinks we're legitimate enough to pay taxes, then if you think we're a scam, you probably got it from the media, and they've never had to make payroll. They just collect a paycheck. Okay, they're just reading from a script up there on the anchor desk. Okay, so if you think we're a scam, maybe you need to go and talk to Matt Lauer and see if he'll give you a job or something. Or talk to Hoda Kotb or something over at, Good Morning America. My leads, some of them don't answer. Okay, I do not have a 100% closure ratio, but I get them on the phone. And this is why I tell you, go back over here. I will take you through it step by step on this. I'm not going to do it tonight. Okay. Because we're about an hour and a half into the webinar right now, and I got some other things that I want to show you guys. This is not an autopilot business, but you can get set up where it'll run autopilot, okay? Melanie, you say your problem is you're looking at the money aspect. You would have to I would have to have over $300 if they would finish what they started. No, they can do an offer over on the starter. Okay, this is the offer site. They can do an offer on the starter site. Basically, the starter and the one is a single offer site or two offer sites. So if we go in here and look at the offers. All right. I did mine last year in April, okay, for a full credit. I did the creditreport.com. All right. Back then, I think it was free. Now it's $1. Okay. Big deal. People cry about $1. I said, where else can you start a business for under $100? If you don't have some skin in the game, okay, then maybe this is not your cup of tea. Get them off the phone. You've got to call other people. You're not in the convincing business. You don't have to sell this. It sells itself. Once they get it and they see, the light bulb clicks on, they'll get it. Right? You tell them they got to get one full credit before they can get paid. Now, they don't get paid for doing offers. They get paid when somebody signs up under them and does offers. Okay, just like you get paid when somebody does their offers under you. This is why you want them to get through the completion process. Okay, I bought one of these language courses from Pimsleur on a different network. I think I did it over on the 80. I got the 80, and I think it was like 0.2 or 0.25 credits. So I had to do some other credits in there to get complete. I just got it today. It came in the mail today. I ordered the Filipino Tagalog language course. There's 5 CDs. It's supposed to be like learn the basics of the language in 10 days. And then if you want to stay in their language program, you can extend and go on a much more expensive program, or you can call them at the end of the 30-day trial and cancel it. They'll even let you keep the introductory course because you've already paid $9.95 for it. All right? I paid the $9.95. I also went down here and I got the Santuco knife on another deal. And then I got the turkey trimming Thanksgiving knife on another deal with the cooking pleasures. You've got to walk them through it. Once they do the offer on the starter or the one, let's go over here and look at the one. Why do they call it the one? Because you only have to do one offer to get complete. They only have one page, okay? You only have one page, and I've got to come in here and do this if I promote it. See, here's the thing. Whichever networks on the offer sites you want to promote, and remember now, there's 16 of them. See? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. There's 16 networks in the instant rewards offer sites. Whichever ones you decide you want to promote, if you want to promote the starter in the 60 or the starter in the 80, whichever ones you want to do, or the starter in the easy, or the starter or the easy and whatever else, just make sure you're complete in the ones that you want to promote. You can write your own paycheck. If you want to do the starter in the easy combo, they pay $20 a piece. They're real easy. You can make $40 a pop, all right? It's like picking up money on the sidewalk all day long. PayPal, I think, pays out $40. The 60 pays a $10 bonus. The 70, you take the starter in the 60, you're going to make $90, okay? If you do the starter in the 80 like, I did last year, you can make an even $100, okay? If you want to promote the 80 and the 120, that's $200 a pop, okay? It becomes a little bit more difficult for people to do this, so I give them something easy. Remember, we're dealing with a psychological factor here where you've got to make it easy for people to do. A lot of these people are new to the internet, number one. Number two, they're new to internet marketing. Number three, a lot of people, you still have newbies coming onto the internet because they're buying computers, they're buying smartphones, they're learning how to get access to the internet. Some of them have laptops, some of them don't. Some of them have tablets and iPads and iPhones. You've got to have a computer. You've got to have Firefox to do these offers. The operating systems on the smartphones are not all the same. They don't all work. You can view the ad, and sometimes you might be able to successfully sign up on one of the funnels. You cannot sign up on the offer site. The offer site does track it by IP. Okay? Now, here's the thing I wanted to show you guys. Let me get here and log out. All right? If you're get over here. I had too many instantiations. I think I got logged down. Okay. I'm going to leave that open and leave this open. Now I'm going to go back over here and I'm going to open up my lead capture page. Or I can use another one, if I want to bookmark it and save it. Let's say, now, did I put Anna in there and submit it? No, I don't think I did. Let me just use that as an example. Let me go down here and look real quick and make sure I didn't. Okay, there. All right. Let's go back over here, open up a new tab, and let's open up my lead capture page. And let's say I got them on the phone, okay, and I put their name, all right. Let's say Anna. And we're just going to put their first name. You can put their last name in there. Let's say Anna Banana, okay? And this is Anna at ErnestODell.com. It'll drop it in there in BR549. Now, I'm going to click here to drop that in. This will screw up your stats in the back office if you're constantly adding people in through your own lead capture page. And you do want to make sure if you do that, you use your own lead capture page so they go into your lead group. Okay. But at least they get put in. This is what's going to happen, okay? Don't get scared. Just, go back, close that, and reopen, and come back and take the next call. All right? Put the video on hold. All right? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and I'm going to refresh this, and I'm going to see the new lead. I'll get in here and log in. Get back over here, and a banana. There it is. All right? And Anna at ErnestODell.com, BR549. Okay? And came through my lead capture page. Now I look at view leads. All right? And what this does, all right, when you manually put them in, you can sign up multiple people through your lead capture page. You cannot sign them up over here on the offer site. So let's log out of one, and let me go back over to starter, because I haven't logged out of that. Well, maybe I did. All right. Let me get logged into the starter here and grab my number. Okay. I'm going to grab this, copy link location, and if, you know, when they get the email from the autoresponder, whichever one I'm using, it's going to show them to come over here first. All right. Let me close this. You get logged out here. All right, close that, leave that open. All right, we log out again. Now I'm going to show you down here, it's not being referred by a user, but when they have my number plugged in, that's going to change. It's going to say, you're being referred by Ernest, and it'll have my user ID on it, okay? So when you've got your numbers plugged in to your autoresponder system in the back office, what you're going to do is come in here, click Login. You're going to come to this portion right here. You can watch this video or put it on hold and click Status Check, all right? This right here is where you're going to set up your combo, all right? You just want to make sure that whichever combos you're promoting, that you are complete. And this is how I walk people through it. I tell them, you've got to be completed to get paid. It doesn't cost you anything. Some of them are free. Sometimes you only have to do 1 or 2 offers. On the 60, you might have to do 3. You might have to do 4. You might have to do 3 or 4 or 5 over on the 80 or the 100, because they don't pay out. One merchant is not going to pay $100 for one lead. They're going to split those values up. This is why when you get into the higher value offers over on the network, on the offer networks, you see the higher the payout, the smaller the value, so you got to add them up. They've got to do enough of the offers to get a full credit. And then, okay, you can set up your combo. You can set your site. I've got mine set up on the starter in the 60, but let's say I want to do the starter in the 80. I can reorder it and click reorder after I select it, and now it shows up here and here, starter in the 80. Okay? And because I'm registered in all of the networks, all 16 of them, basically all I've got to do, if I wanted to promote the one, which is a $20 payout, a single offer site, okay, I haven't completed my offer requirements over there. The only ones that I've completed on is, and I've got money sitting over here in the Quick waiting on me because, you know, somebody filled out the link on the Quick and did the offer, but I wasn't completed. So I still have $30 waiting on me over there. But Let's see. I come over here and do 80, okay? It says completed offer requirements. Yes, I'm completing the 80, okay? And all I need is one referral. Now, some of these sites on other networks, they might have a 2 referral or a half credit or something like that. Or you might need 10 referrals. If I'm logged into, let's say I'm logged into my starter here. Let me get logged in, and I want to change my values. Let me go to prizes, okay? And I want to change my prize from the $20 PayPal to the $20 check. However many checks I have or however much money I have waiting for me, they'll write a check out when I order it. They'll send me the check. If you want to do a custom order, you don't find the prize of your interest, you can choose custom order and then let them know what you would like to have as a prize. All right. Now, let's say you want a $600 iPad, you know, that's got the big 64 gig drive on it. Okay. Well, figure out that, you know, you might email them and ask them in a service ticket, send in a support ticket and ask them, how many referrals do I need to get a 64G fourth generation iPad? You know, they run about $600 without accessories. Open up your calculator and go $600 divided by 20. You got to have 30 offers, okay? So you've got to put your hustle muscle in gear and go out there and get a bunch of people to do a bunch of $20 offers. Well, let's say you're promoting the 20 and the 60, which pays a $10 bonus. All right. The hustle muscle, that's Grant Cardone's little moniker. That's Grant Cardone's meme. That is not an original. I'll give Grant Cardone the creds on that. That's his. You guys want to learn how to sell and you want to learn how to promote, Grant Cardone on Amazon.com. You can go to grantcardone.com, GrantCardone.com. He is a super high caliber sales trainer. He's an old car man. He's an international business and sales expert. I'm telling you, he makes Tony Robbins look like an amateur. This guy is top notch, okay? Personal friends. So this is one of the things that he mentions in his videos. You get hooked up with me over here on Facebook. Come in on my timeline. If you don't hook up with me on my timeline, get over on my personal fan page. I post a lot of Grant Cardone's videos up here, okay, on my timeline. Grant has got a lot of stuff that, you know, and we'll post some other stuff up here too. But Bill Gates, I put some of his stuff up, and Warren Buffett. Pay attention to these guys, okay? Let me get over here and find something from Grant. It's been a few days. Scroll on down. Might have to go back a few days. But you can search over on mine. It's open. You can go over there and search. But let's get back to this, okay? you gotta, you gotta figure how much money you want to make. Okay, if you want to do one of those special, uh, you know, special prize, then you know, go in there and log in. Let's say we log in on our 60, and uh, I don't know why I'm getting the sequel white page. It could be something in the way I've got my browser set up. So if you do see it, don't worry about it. The lead will still get dropped in. Okay. Let's say prizes. I'm being paid out on the $60 PayPal. On some sites, they will actually have like a $300 PayPal where you have to do 5 referrals before you get paid. I would rather get paid for each referral because I can go in and I can let it stack up, okay, and have 5 referrals before I order a payment. Or if I want a custom order, I might send in a support ticket and ask them how many completions do I need? How many referrals do I need to get a $600 iPad, 64 gigabyte 4G Wi-Fi, and if you figure 600 divided by 60, well, then you only have to have 10 referrals, okay? Well, let's say you're doing the starter in the 60. You're getting paid $90, so you got a $600 iPad, and you divide that by $90, then you only need like 6.5, 7 completions. All right, 6.6. So just call it 7. Round it up to 7. You need 7. And it's a great way to get things, if you want to get the Xbox, or you can come over here and you can promote the cameras, laptops, games, gift cards. If you go over here and look at the games, they've got, you can order a custom game. You can have them pay out by PayPal or check. You can get a PlayStation. It takes 8 referrals to get a PlayStation 160 gig system. The PlayStation 3. You want to get an Xbox 360, 4 gig console, 6 referrals. Whatever. Okay. Call of Duty, the game, this. You look and see. You can still get. You can promote any way you want to. It's which target market are you going to be targeting, and that's the key. If you're just going to be targeting the standard job seeker, then stick with something easy. Have them do the 20, because once they do the 20 starter, or the easy or the 1. Then, basically the others are going to operate the same way. They just have to get a 1 full credit. They might have to do a few more offers in the 60, the 80, or the 100 than they did in the starter or the easy. The starter and the easy, I think you can do 1 or 2 offers and get complete. Over on the 1, you just do 1, okay? That's why they call it the 1. You get logged in. Look at your offers. You have 1 page. They're all single offers, okay? They're all single offer sites. I haven't done this yet. I've got to go in here and find something. If I want to promote this, it's easy, for people to do. It's an easy way to make $20, okay? And you can do it all day long. Pay attention to the crediting tips. Tell your people to pay attention to the crediting tips when they get in here. They have to sign up through your number. they have to complete. Here's some guidelines. The purpose of the site is to give members the incentive to try the advertiser's offers. They don't have to keep them if they don't want them, but they might find something that they like and they might want to keep it. I stayed in some of the book clubs because I like the book clubs. Okay. So, this, this is a easy way for people to, actually get in there and make some serious money. Like I said, go back and watch that YouTube video over on my YouTube channel. I'm going to give you guys the link. Subscribe to it over here, okay? Give you the link again right here in the chat box over on your control panel there, on the webinar control panel. It'll just show the first three here. Click on videos and it'll show you the whole archive down through about 50 or 30. Click load more and it'll load some more, and you can scroll down. I've got videos in here. I got a few mix in here for some joining Forex groups and stuff. I did that for some other people. I just happen to have it on the same channel, but it doesn't apply to us. Here's one for writing rockstar resumes and interviews. Here's high traffic classified ad sites. That's the tutorial I put up on the classified ad directory. Using paid traffic sources, using cheap paid traffic sources, using high traffic sources. When you start making a little extra money, you might go in and throw $100, $200, $300 down on some performance ads, which produces a lot of good traffic. Here's one on some advanced marketing strategies. We cover using Twitter, social media, posting on Facebook. Okay, here's joining and posting on Facebook part 2. There's a way to post on Facebook and join groups without getting slapped. I've already covered this. Go back and watch the videos. We're not going to do that. This is very important. This particular video right here, IRN and IMN, and how they tie in to the Instant Rewards offer network. Okay? A lot of people wonder, how do they tie in to the offer networks? All right? These are, Instant Rewards, Instant Money Network, the Instant Money Network, IMN1, Instant Rewards Network. These are just the lead capture funnels, okay? These are just lead capture funnels, but they all hook into the offer sites, okay? That's probably a little confusing, so this is why I put this video together, all right? How they tie in. I could probably go back and redo this, the description on this, and say IRN, IMN, and IMN1. And there's probably another 200 or 300 network owners out there tying in to Instant Rewards. I don't have time to put up a tutorial for all of them unless they want to pay me. This I do for free. Doesn't cost you guys anything to have access to this. You're members of Instant Rewards. Send your people over here, okay? 6 months ago we didn't have this, and I was on the phone talking to Anthony over in the Philippines, and I got on Skype and said, man, we need some training videos, and I've been doing this for some other networks. I said, why don't I put some training videos and some content out, and it's gotten a pretty good response. Right now, it'll fluctuate between 14 to 22, 23, 24 people at times. We have a maximum seating capacity in these webinars of 25 people. If they get more popular, then I'll up the seating arrangements, and I'll open it up to 100 or 200 at a time, depending on how many people want to come in. We do have these live every Wednesday and Saturday, except for Thanksgiving week, Christmas week, and New Year's week. So Christmas and New Year's is like a 2-week stretch that, I take off. Now, that doesn't mean I'm taking a 3-week vacation. It doesn't mean I'm taking a 1-week vacation in November and I'm taking a 2-week vacation in Christmas and New Year's. It means that I'm spending time with my family and I'm not doing webinars, but I might be doing some tutorials and some other work. And I am definitely working, with other clients. Okay. I know it's probably not a good idea to do this if you just got married and you're going on your honeymoon. Guys, leave your laptops at home. Trust me. It will be beneficial for your marriage. All right. When I got married to my first and only ex-wife, I haven't been remarried since. I was working, but this is many years ago before the internet and laptops. Okay. I was working the pager and the phone on my honeymoon. It did not set well with my newlywed wife. The marriage lasted about 3.5 years. Uh-oh is right, okay? 3.5 years, she was still busting my chops, okay? 3.5 years later in court, in front of the divorce court judge, saying, you know what this jerk did on her wedding night? And the judge looked at me. He says, boy, you a damn fool. So I learned my lesson over the years. I don't work on special occasions, and family is special occasions. So you guys, when you're spending time with your family and Thanksgiving, Easter, Christmas, New Year's, whatever holidays you're celebrating with your family, spend some time with them. You can leave the computer and things closed up. If there's one thing that really kind of grates under my hide, is when I'm in a family reunion or in a family dinner with a bunch of my family members and kids and my cousins and people are sitting around thumbing and texting each other. They'll be sitting next to each other and they'll be texting each other instead of talking. Okay? It's like too much work. Yeah, Michelle, too much work and no family time. It just doesn't. And I had to reach over and grab one of them and I said, turn it off, put it away, or I'm going to shove it up the crack of your ass. All right? He looked at me like I was crazy, and I said, I mean it. I said, I will pull your pants down, and I will shove that iPad, all of it 7 inches wide, up the crack of your ass. Now shut it off. Can I get an LOL? Aye! I'm telling you, man, I'm serious about, spending time with family. I don't expect you guys to be on these calls. If you're subscribed to the channel, you'll get an email notification. If you want to watch it, I'll do a tutorial, fine. But other than that, I'm going to go back and put it on mute again. So if anybody has a question, raise your hand or just pop in there and we'll try to do some question and answer. But for right now, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording. We've been on this for 2 hours now.